Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Schlage. This is their part number 11-091 626. This is a latch bolt used in their cylindrical, some of their cylindrical lock series. The 11091 is representative of all of the features of this latch bolt, in particular its function and its size, in all of its dimensional properties. So an 11091, first of all, is going to occur in the current Schlage catalog that I'm looking at under the A series, which is their grade 2 cylindrical knob trim. It's going to show up in their AL series, which is their grade 2 cylindrical lever trim. It's going to show up 11091 is also going to show up in their H series, which is their discontinued interconnected lock. The H series is discontinued, but this would have been used in that H series lock. The H discontinued is now, you can do interconnected by Schlage, but it's going to be their S200 series, as far as I know. So the 11091 is going to be a number of things. First of all, it's going to be a square corner latch. It's going to be 1 inch wide. It's going to be 2 1/4 tall. It's going to be 2 3/4 back set. Now, there's nowhere on here that you can measure 2 3/4 because cylindrical locks go from the edge of the door to the center of the hole, and the back set is measured actually from the center of the thickness of the door to the center of the crossbore. Meaning, if you had a square edge door, you could hook your tape measure on the edge of the door and pull it across to 2 3/4. But if you had a beveled edge door, the dimension from the, let's do it this way, from what would be the high side of the door, from over here to the center line, from the low side of the door would be two different dimensions. It's measured really from the center of the thickness back to your crossbore, so be mindful of that. But if the latch bolt that you have now is about 2 inch to the back of the retracting tang, it's 2 3/4. The 2 3/8 is certainly shorter. This is a deadlocking latch bolt, meaning when the deadlocking tab is held retracted, it cannot be depressed. Okay, a proper installation shows the latch bolt deadlocking tab not permitted to enter the hole in the strike or the keeper. Okay, so this is proper, having it like this. This also has a UL listing or an F on it. If you see an F in different shapes of Fs, I've seen lowercase f's, uppercase F, UL, that means that this is permissible to be used on a fire rated door, as it is both a listed and labeled item. This is going to have a housing of 11091. It has a 7/8 of an inch housing, but for the H lock they say it was 1 inch, but I think that's because they had a sleeve that was running over it. Yeah, this is a 7/8 housing. Why is that important to know? Well, it's important to know if you've got a hole drilled already. That housing is 0.828. So not quite 7/8, but right in there. So that's 7/8. That's 1 inch. That's 2 1/4. This is in a 626 finish. That means satin chrome. That scratched surface you see is just the peel away protective film that's on the edge of the latch bolt. An incredibly common latch bolt for those A series, the AL series. Other options that you can do on Schlage's grade 2 knob and lever locks, A and AL, is going to be certainly radiused corners, and you can do radiused corners in 2 3/4 and certainly 2 3/8. You can do drive-in versions of 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 latch bolts. You can actually do a 3 3/4 in the AL series, which is not unheard of. It's not common, and I can't recall the last time I saw a 3 3/4 on an A-line lock, but it's not unheard of. You can do it on the A series as well. On the AL, you can do a 5 inch, and that would be accomplished via a backset link, where you would take a 2 3/8, hook it to the link, and now you've got 5 inch. And I've seen applications where they've stacked several 5-inch links to get that lock trim all the way to the center of the door. You'll bump into that. Northwest side of Chicago, homes built in the 1950s, 1960s. Yep, they're going to have big, gorgeous escutcheons that were mid-century, mid-20th century, and those back sets were large to accommodate the really beautiful escutcheon trims that they would have on the doors back then. So if you're yanking a lock out and it's got a really weird back set like 18-inch or 12-inch or 5-inch, not 18 or 12, but thereabouts, yeah, you're seeing links stacked together is how Schlage would have done that. They do have on their F series, they've got a single latch bolt that is or was, I imagine it's still made at a 5-inch back set. And that sleeve, there is a sleeve available, which is the G506-815 that you can slide over this if you wanted to fill a cavity of a 1-inch prep, a 1-inch preparation in the edge of the door. But you really see that when you have an 1 1/8 wide faceplate, which would be the 11-096. The 11-096 would be the proper unit to use on a hollow metal door frame because it's 1 1/8 wide. If you had 1-inch latch bolts, it's not the end of the world. You could use the A501-878 latch front adapter. It's a black plastic sleeve that slides over the back, takes up a 1/16 of an inch face. If you've ever seen a door with 2 thin lines of black on either side, that's that latch face adapter. Okay, and doesn't affect because it's so thin the prep in the edge of the door. Typical stuff. Finally, there is a link below this video, and of course you can do it in any of the finishes they offer their locks in. If there are any questions on the Schlage 11-091 2 3/4 deadlocking latch bolt for their A and A line or even H series locks, or any other Schlage product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.